Previously on The Walking Dead.
It's Jadis.
Whatever this is, I can't do it.
I have to tell Rick.
Kinda looks like an arrow. Hit him.
You really think I did it?
Take out Justin with that thing.
Killed my husband.
That's good. You're leaving this place.
What for you?
You're not saving the world, Rick. You're just getting it ready for me.
It's time to see naked.
What?
Welcome everybody, it's your host Ken Dogs. Welcome to The Walking Dead Season 9 Episode 4 review, The Obliged. It is time to talk about it. Is it the end? Is Rick gone? Is it over for the Brotherhood? Rick and Daryl? Come on people, I know y'all seen the episode. I'm sorry, I apologize for taking so long to put it out there, but let's get to it. So, let's just start with Rick. And we all know what's coming. We don't know if he's going to die, if he's going to go away. Some of you have already watched the 5th episode, so I'm just going to concentrate on the 4th. And Rick has built a future without Negan, a future of hope. Prayer for Alexandria, the saviors, blah, blah, blah. And now we got to the point where Maggie's on a mission to kill Negan. Not even a Jesus character could stop her. She feels that she's obliged, as the episode may say, to do what's right by her missing man, by Glenn. She needs to do right by her family and take out the man who took them out. And I for one cannot say that that's a bad reason for Maggie. Like all the stupid shit that she does, this one is kind of like, you know what? She's right. If someone takes out your family with joy, pleasure, what would you do? And Rick deciding to let Negan live for the better. But sometimes when you're hungry, you just got to eat whatever, whether it's Taco Bell crap, you just got to do what you got to do. And Rick might have been better off killing Negan. I'm just saying, it might have been a better situation for him. Things might have fell into place. But that's not what happened. And here we are. It's kind of going to his final episode. Closest. I think it's the one before his final episode. Anyway, it doesn't look good for everyone, right? People are bailing on Rick left and right. Maggie's already had enough. She's letting people kill people, having their own vengeance. Doesn't look good. Daryl finds himself in an altercation with Rick. He tries to play Rick, which is kind of funny. I'm going to take you over there, man. Let's just go on my bike. And then he just skips the exit. And they find themselves in a brotherly fight. Right? But the great thing about this, right, is Daryl starts to make a whole lot of sense. Daryl never really makes sense. He just kills people. He's the Arrow Man, right? But he starts talking to Rick about, man, it wasn't your decision to make. You should have let Negan die. What about all the people that he killed? You can't hold, Carl's promise because this is not the world for it. Can't live up to that. There's other people that are involved. What about their say? Is it only the people that he's lost? What about the people that's living? All of these cryptic messages are kind of like, and they're not cryptic. They're pretty clear, but starting to hit home to Rick. Like, man, you fucked up. You made a bad decision. So now you got to go on with Daryl and Rick. They're not fighting anymore, but they're in a hole. Right? They got to get out of the hole. And then we skip over to Negan. And Negan wants to have a conversation just to eat. Sounds like little kid shit, right? Like, sit at the table, talk to me so I can have my food. And really he's just using this to gain some sympathy from Michonne. Right? And he gets some. He starts talking about his wife and all of that stuff. And you kind of feel for the dude. And then you realize that all of this is done so he could get a chance to see his damn bat. I'm like, how much does this man love this bat? And this bat is wooden, so you know eventually it's going to break and deteriorate. What's going to happen when he loses his bat? He's in love with this bat. He symbolizes this bat with his wife. It's crazy. You get a little backstory from Michonne about her kids and, you know, how they could have made her weak. And I get it. It kind of helped the story to show how Negan and Michonne kind of went to similar paths and how they both turned out different. But the main thing in this episode is pretty much about Daryl and Rick and their brotherly love for each other and how they could go through opposite ends, disagree with each other about everything that they have going on, right? In intense moments where they're, you know, hitting each other and then end up in the hole, and still, no matter how deep the hole is, they're able to get out of it. Literally, right? They're able to get out of that hole. And I love how this new showrunner always finds a way to put the zombies at the, you know, at the most important part of every episode. Right? Because this is zombie apocalypse, and until this season, we've had a lot of seasons where it just hasn't been, you know, zombie survival. It's been more like human survival, right? But this season, we've gotten that. And then one of the best parts is when Rick tells Daryl, brother, take my hand. And that was just like so emotional. For me, it was emotional because I'm like, damn, man. These dudes are not even brothers, but you create a bond with another man, another human being, and that becomes family. And family's not just blood, and that's just a great message for this show. And a great message for anyone. Just life, whatever it is. Anyway, another good thing about this episode is the anxiety. Not knowing. Is this the episode where Rick gets hurt? Is this something where Negan gets killed? Does Negan deserve to die? Who will do it? Is it Maggie? I mean, she's out there trying to go to kill him. Will she do it? And then, you got Rick. He gets hurt in the end of the episode. And I gotta say, when Rick gets hurt, I'm like, damn. I'm, for one, not sure if I'm going to be watching The Walking Dead after Rick is gone. But the way he got hurt and the choice that he made to get to that point, it was like, wow. Man, you've made it so far. Why are you going to do this? Why you couldn't just go down? But to him, the mission means more. And you gotta be proud of that man for that. The mission means more. But the mob of the dead is coming, people. And from both sides. And it's kind of Rick's whole life, right? He's always fighting on two fronts. And this was a great symbolism for that. And this episode, I give it a 5. There was no lallygagging going on. There was anxiety. There was good storytelling. A lot of information was given. And I got to give it a 5. I give it a perfect. I thought it was one of the best episodes I've seen in a long time, since even Shane was there. Definitely a great episode. Definitely worth watching. Anything else that I had to say about this episode will probably give more spoilers than I've already done. So go check it out, people. Ken Dog's out. You definitely want to go check this episode. It's one of the best things that you'll ever see. And just know that Rick is coming to an end, people. These are the sounds of his final moments where the walkers are coming for him. Man gets hit, falls down. I think he breaks his neck. I don't know what happens. But a rebar goes into his back. And you could just hear that sound effects, right? Pain, people. That's pain right there. Ugh!